schedules of PNLDs in the sense that we should have had it, and we should have had a life in 2022 also. But we would have had this meeting a year earlier, except for events that all of us know only too well. So it's a pleasure to actually have, to be able to have a meeting and where so many of us can be together in person. This is the seventh PNLD meeting, the first of which was held in 2004 as a satellite to the to StatFizz, which was held in Bangalore. And there are enough of us over here who were there at the original meeting and who have sort of grown along with with the set of conferences. This meeting is in principle a satellite to the Tokyo conference, and well, the Tokyo conference is after all next week. But we had at some point in time thought that with Stefano Boccaletti being part of the co-organizing team, that we might have had this meeting in China. That was not to be after events sort of made it actually difficult to have a meeting over there. Nevertheless, I'm really happy that we are here. We have an interesting 4-day program ahead of us with many people who are here speaking, and also many people who are not here who will be speaking. We've learned over the last few years to go into this hybrid mode. I haven't learned to embrace it yet, but who knows, maybe after this meeting one will find that that hybrid is not so bad too. Anyway, so there will be more about the meeting and so on and so forth, but to start things off on a formal note, let me invite the Dean of Global Engagement at IIT Madras to formally welcome us all to this campus and the meeting.
Thank you so much. It seems like I'm doing this far too often, which adds to the administrative load, but also on the other side, it tells me that this campus has become really vibrant with so many talks in so many different fields. I was an undergrad here, and I don't fail to mention this in every one of these occasions. And I see Professor Balki, I've sat in his physics lectures, the physics lecture theater. But during our times, we never had so much research activity in the campus. So as an undergrad, I actually can't remember a time where I've sat in a conference like this. So I think it's great times at IIT Madras. And I think we should thank the faculty here who put together these amazing conferences. So I was told I can take up to 7 minutes. I will do less than that. I just want to quickly introduce IIT Madras, the Office of Global Engagement and the group, and then leave it to the experts to take this forward. For people who are coming first time to IIT Madras, this is about 625 acres of a beautiful campus, as you would have seen. We co-live with monkeys and deer and so on. This campus has about 650 faculty currently, 10,000 students, 3,000 undergraduates, 4,000 postgraduate at master's level, and about 3,000 PhD students. So that roughly makes it about 5 PhD students per faculty, giving us a good research culture here in the campus. So that's about IIT Madras. And I represent the Office of Global Engagement, and we look at academic programs, academic collaborations, helping with running conferences such as this, where there is international participation and so on. And that's another place where IIT is changing very fast. I would say most IITs were rather insular about 30 years back, but now the focus is on getting about 10% of the faculty to be international, 25% of our students to be international. These are aspirations for the government of India and passed on to IITs and so on. I think it's a great thing. I think we need diversity in research. That's how we are going to move forward. And our office works on many of these. For the first time this year, we might have about 100 international students from different parts of the world pursuing degree programs at IIT Madras. We recently announced a joint master's program in data science and AI with the University of Birmingham. I'm saying all of this because it kind of tells you what we have been doing recently and where I imagine and hope this institute is going, which is towards a really diverse campus, nationally, linguistically, and every possible way. Our latest big effort in internationalization is actually starting an IIT Madras campus in Zanzibar. And that campus is going to start offering courses, 2 courses. One is a bachelor's in data science and AI and a master's in data science and AI, starting this October. So these are hectic times at IIT Madras. Finally, the research group, we have a very vibrant complex dynamics group. I had the pleasure of listening to the group in one of the presentations. I didn't realize that we had about 25-30 people working in this area in IIT Madras. So that's fantastic. I myself do a little bit of nonlinear dynamics and microfluidics and so on. But unfortunately, I really don't have the time this time to be in this conference as a technical participant. But nonetheless, I am sure this conference will be a fantastic research experience for all of you. And I particularly welcome people who have come from far and wide from the world to this conference. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a very productive and fruitful conference.
One thing which I want to tell you is, Ram has already told you the history of the Perspective Conference, but I want to tell you one more thing, that the way in which the Perspective Conference has always been run is to provide a perspective and also to provide a direction. So the way in which previous editions have this conference have functioned is to actually give us an agenda for the next few years. And the way in which we have tried to put together the program is to make sure, or rather to hope to make sure, that this conference will do the same. Okay? So I hope you will go away from here with lots of ideas as to what to do next. The other thing Professor Raghu has already told you about, which is that IIT is now nationalizing to a different level. And we have a Center for Complex Systems and Dynamics, which Professor Sayan Gupta, who's the head of the center, will tell you about. And many people here are involved in similar centers, they work in similar centers, and we hope for fruitful collaborations with everybody. So this conference has an agenda. It has multiple agendas, and I've already told you 2 of those.
Thanks, Nilima. And welcome to this conference, all the delegates. I don't want to take too much time because we have a very interesting talk, a series of talks next. So this complex system on dynamics, we around 2017, some of us came together and decided that we should need to collaborate and start working on this. And then around 2020, we got some sort of funds from IIT Madras. And based on that, we have now evolved slightly more. We would like to continue this further. And with that, I would like to close this session, inauguration session, and thank our Dean, Professor Raghu, and Professor Ram, Professor Nilima, and all of you for making it here, and hope you will have a wonderful time in this conference. Thank you.
So we'll